Hi guys, my name is Andrew. I apologize for the clutter on my desk here, but I am going to be attempting today to replace the screen in my old Game Boy Color, and I do have this sort of a new casing that I bought to go with it. It's not quite as nice or quality as like an actual original Game Boy Color casing, but we're gonna give it a go. We're gonna see how it goes. I think it'll be all right. I've done this one time with a Game Boy Advance SP. I didn't replace the screen of it, but I just moved it from one casing into a different one. Now I actually do have a nice new, I think it's an LCD screen. I don't know. It's the, Mcwill LCD. I'm gonna see how it goes. I've never done anything like this. I really hope it goes well. But I'm gonna, of course, start with taking my motherboard out of here. My tri-wing. Oop. I know battery's gotta come out. Like I said, this is the first time I've done this, so I don't really know how good the results will be, but you know, I want to give it a try. We're gonna see how it goes. Worst case scenario, if I have to look outward to look inward, I will. If I have to find someone else to ask for some advice or anything, or if you guys have advice, that would be very helpful. Take all my screws out here. Oops, bumping the camera. Okay, actually, I will just pause while I take out these screws so you guys don't have to watch it. Okay, so we got all of our tri-wing screws out. I took the back off. This is my first time doing a Game Boy Color, so it looks like right off the bat, I do need to take this metal piece and put it on this guy. And they did send me another metal piece with this, so I'll screw that on really quick. And then it looks like I also need to get the pins for the batteries in here too, so I'll go ahead and put those in real quick. Alright, I'm really just kind of looking and trying to line it up the same way that they did, so I think maybe I put that in backwards. I think that's just supposed to slide into place. Yeah, it clicked in there pretty good. It's a little wobbly actually. I don't know if there's any way to fix that, but it's in there. It just, like I said, it's a little wobbly. I don't love the fact that it's wobbly, but I'm just gonna deal with it, I guess. And then I'll get this piece in there. Alright, I kind of have to do a comparison here. Looks like that just screws in there. So let me see if they sent me screws for that. They should have. They basically put all the screws together in this one big bag. So it does look like I have some tiny flat-headed ones, so I'll grab those real quick and I'll get this screwed into place as well. Okay, so I have all these 4 screws here screwed in. I've got the little battery pins screwed, or not screwed in, but I just slipped them in there. Like I said, I don't really know what I'm doing, but that's okay. I'm learning as I go. I'm gonna go ahead and pop the pins for the ribbon wire up at the top, just to make sure I don't pull on anything or break anything. I'm gonna pop him out, just so he's already free and loose in the world. And then I'm also gonna take out my power switch, just because I really don't wanna, I just don't wanna lose that. And then I'll go ahead and I'll start taking this guy out. I have this one little spring here that's bent a little bit, and I don't really care for that, but I'm not really sure how to fix it very much, so I'm just gonna leave it, I suppose. We'll take out these 3 screws holding the motherboard into place. I'm keeping all my original screws separate from the screws they sent me, just because I feel like the things that they sent me from Amazon, I mean, it's like a nice case, it's alright, it looks good, but I don't feel like it doesn't feel authentic to me. It feels like cheap plastic. I don't really want to, like, if I drop it and I bust it, I would rather just put it back in the old casing than regret buying a shitty casing. So So we'll pull him out. He looks pretty good. I'll set him off to the side here. I'm not going to mess with trying to remove this screen at the moment, just because I don't really have a good reason to. You know, there's no saying that I'll never use this again. The button pads, I don't really need to take those out. In fact, if anything, I'm just going to kind of copy what I've got going on here over here. But here's the part that's new to me that I've never done before, I've never messed around with. Putting the screen in here. I don't really know if I should throw this on first or not. I'm not really sure how much that matters. I think I'll go ahead and try to put the screen in first. I did buy this case specifically because it said it was really easy to modify if you were putting in a new screen. Plus it's got the good, like, original Nintendo style, which I like. But it's got little tabs here, whereas this one's got nice long borders made of plastic. So if you wanted to modify this case, you'd have to cut through a whole border of plastic. This one, they've just got nice little nubs here. Easy to snip nubs. And like I said, I've never done this, so I'm going to try to kind of line him up here using the front. Kind of figure out how to get him to sit in there properly. Already it looks like I need to snip this one little nub here, so I'll go ahead and do that. I'm wondering if I should have brought electrical tape or went out and got some. I might actually have to go do that. Ooh. Okay, that actually went really well. I wish I had some sandpaper or something just so I could kind of cut him down, or not cut him down, sand him down so that he was a little bit smoother. He's not like super janky or jagged or anything, but I don't want him rubbing against these other things. Okay, so let's see how that sits if I flip it over. It's a little off just because of the border. It's not awful though. In fact, I think that with this screen, I think it covers most of the border. I actually might throw this on first just to see how that does sit. So I will go ahead and do that. I hope it turns out okay. And I think this guy, oh, I might have to peel off that backing too. I don't know if that's sticky or not. Oh, nope, perfect, just the border's sticky. So we'll go ahead and we'll get him on there. Apply a little bit of pressure around the corners here, around the edges. This is made of glass, so obviously I don't want to break or crack it. Polish it up a little bit here too, because the fingerprints are going to drive me nuts. Okay, so we got that on there. Let us see how this screen actually fits with the border on there. Oh yeah, that's actually very nice. It actually fits perfectly. Huh. I don't really have to do much more, it looks like, which is very helpful for me. Yeah, it looks good. I think if anything, I might have to get some electrical tape just because I don't really feel comfortable leaving this here. So I'm actually going to go grab some right now, and I will tape this guy down before I proceed. Okay. Alright, my apologies guys. I actually just had to run to work to get electrical tape. But, lucky for me, I live very close to my job, so I just walked right over. Okay. I don't really know how much to use, but I am just going to very carefully try to get this guy to stay in place where he is. Hopefully this holds. I feel more comfortable having pretty much anything holding it into place than nothing at all, so yeah, that looks pretty good. And we'll do a little bit less on this other side. I probably didn't need to use as much as I did on that first side. Let's see, I want it to stick, but I don't want to cover anything that's super important. Like the screw holes that I just covered. Oh, sorry, the bill of my hat keeps hitting my camera. Yeah, I covered some screw holes. That probably was stupid on my part, but that's all right. We're gonna make it work. I'm just gonna kind of try to tuck it around that screw hole. Maybe I'll even snip off a little bit. Oh, maybe I won't. There's probably a very smart way to do this, and I just don't know what it is. There, I think I at least got it taped around that tab there. I don't know, we'll try that. We'll see how that goes. I'm hoping for the best here. Maybe I can still snip off this little bit. Yeah, it's not too bad. Not too shabby. All right, we're gonna make it work regardless. That's our goal. Okay. Oh yeah, I probably need buttons, huh? Buttons would be nice. Okay. So I'm just gonna kind of copy this guy for the buttons and the switches. We'll get, whoopsie. Jerry. Sorry. If any of you guys actually bothered to watch my first video, my cat likes to do things like that. Come on, bud. Come on. Please don't step on anything. Okay. Sorry, I just had to kick my cat out, and I kind of feel bad. But he got some hair on some things, and he almost knocked some things over, so I don't feel too bad. Oh, buttons. That's where I was. Buttons. I also hope that I'm not scratching the heck out of that. Alright. So, we've got our start and select buttons here. Oh, okay, one of those fit way better than the other. Maybe I put one in upside down. Or maybe it just doesn't fit properly, which is also, which is also a possibility. Huh. I don't want to force it, but I think that's what I just did. Huh. Well, like I said, this is kind of a cheap case, so I'm not surprised if they sent me kind of crappy buttons. Yeah, the select button really does not fit well. But the start button does. The start button falls right out, which is honestly great. It means it is easy to push. My select button kind of feels like poo-poo. So, let's see here. Is it the case itself or is it the button? Maybe if I just try to trim off this itty bitty piece of plastic, maybe then it'll fit better. There we go. Part of me thinks it had a little bit to do with the case as well, but I'm not going to be too worried about it. Okay. Then I got to get these boys on here. There we go. I think that looks all right. And of course we've got our A and B buttons, which are obviously important. Very important buttons to have. I'm a little nervous. I just want to make sure everything fits good now after last time. This guy goes on here. Here's our little D-pad. Plus I am doing this on a flat surface, so odds are some things are not going to want to fit super nicely. They probably feel like probably thinks I'm pushing buttons that I'm not, so. Okay, interesting. Everything seems okay so far. Get this little doohickey on here. Yeah, so far so good. Okay. I think we're good. So we'll go ahead and stick this guy in there. assuming I'm still doing everything correctly, but you know, who can say? Alright, I mean, she feels good, she looks good. One fear I have is that it doesn't look like the... Okay, as long as the switch is connected to that little thing, we're good. Alright, now I'm going to go ahead and start putting buttons and things back together, screws and whatnot. Here's our little infrared sensor. Sorry if I'm leaning into the camera. I'm really not trying to, but who knows? I might be. Alright, let's see if I can remember what screws go where, because that's kind of important. And we've got these 3 screws. Oh yes, let me drop my screwdriver. Alright, there's one for us. I really hate trying to use these screws because I just am partially not sure what I'm doing, honestly. Hopefully I'm screwing the correct screws into these holes. If I'm not, then I apologize in advance for anybody who's following along at home and also might not know what they're doing. There's another one. That one seems to fit okay. I'm a little nervous about this power switch actually meeting up with this little tab here. I think it's gonna be okay. Once I get everything actually screwed into place, I think we're gonna be alright, but you know, I'm allowed to be a little bit nervous. I've never done this before. Some of my screws, unfortunately, don't want to stick to my screwdriver very well either, so that makes it a little bit difficult. And I don't really like the fact that I'm just leaving this on my desk. It's probably going to scratch it a little bit. I did actually replace the speaker, so if you're looking at the speaker and wondering why it doesn't look like the original speaker, it's because the speaker was replaced recently by me, and I actually thought I screwed it up. I didn't think it worked. Turns out I am just silly, and when I started up the Game Boy, the sound wasn't turned up all the way. So essentially, I'm just an idiot, and I thought that I didn't do it correctly. I thought it wasn't working, and then I actually turned it up all the way, and I was like, wow, it does work. So, I don't know. Sometimes silly things like that happen. All right, now I'm trying to remember... Trying to remember if I unscrewed these, or if I had a thing over it before I unscrewed those. So I think if I'm looking at this, I think those screws go in after I put the back on. But I am going to plug in my ribbon cable here. I'm going to see how it goes. Hopefully it turns on and hopefully everything works okay. Let's get her plugged in. I think she's... There we go, I think she's plugged in. Sorry, you can't even see. I'm holding it close to my chest. Alright, I think I got her plugged in now. I'm just trying to pinch down these little cables here. These little nubs. There are words for these things, I just don't know what they are. Alright, I mean, it seems to be going okay. Infrared, doohickle, get that in there. It does seem to me like it doesn't want to fit quite properly, which is a little bit concerning. Maybe I didn't have it in the right spot before. Maybe I didn't screw it down enough, I don't know. It just feels a little tight in there. Like I said, the case, probably not the highest quality, but you know, it looked cool. I thought it looked cool. We're gonna see how it works. We're gonna see if it goes okay. Alright, so I will go ahead and very carefully put the back on here. Make sure everything fits alright. It seems to be fitting okay. If there's any errors or anything, I will either not post the video at all, or I'll just let you guys know, like, hey, this happened, I fixed it, blah, blah, blah. I think I did that for a previous video. I replaced a Game Boy cartridge, and at first it wasn't working when I tried to plug it in, which was very, very scary for me, but then later on it did start working, so I just had to resolder some things. I'm not very good at soldering. I wish I was better at it. I wish I knew more about it, but who knows? That's why I'm on this little journey. I'm learning, having a good time. Whoops. Sorry, I keep bumping the camera. Come on, little screw. Okay, so I'll actually do what I did before, and I'll just pause so you guys don't have to watch me screw everything back in. Okay, I'm gonna be honest, guys. I don't know what it is about these screws, but they say no. They do not want to... Like, I feel like I'm gonna break it. I'm squeezing it so hard. They do not want to twist. They don't want to go in. I don't think I stripped any of them, but at the same time, I might as well have. I have to push so hard to get them through. It feels rickety. Like, I kind of feel like I could squeeze it shut more. Like, this side, I can still squeeze. It's almost shut, but it's just not shut. And I don't really know how to fix that. I'm not sure if there's a hack to that. I think all my screws are about as far down as I can get them, which is quite disappointing, actually, to know that it still doesn't feel like it's tight around the edges. It still looks like if I wanted to, I can pull this up and basically see the motherboard in there, and I do not like that one bit. I really hate it, actually. So I'm going to keep fiddling with that for a little bit, and then I'll throw batteries in, and we'll test it out, and we'll see if it works. Okay, so I did the best I could do. It's tighter, for sure, but I still don't like that I feel like parts pinch open a little bit. I don't really care for that. But I think we got her booted up. Or not booted up. I think we got her at least set up here. I'm going to give the screen a nice little wipe. A little bit of fog from my breath. I do not want to see fingerprints, scratches, or anything otherwise. God, it's like when I'm trying to clean my glasses, like you just can't get them quite clean enough. Okay. All right. Where did my batteries go? One battery, two battery cover. It did come with a sticker for the back here, and I might pop that on, but wow. Consider me shook. I have never done anything like this. I'm actually going to grab a game and pop it in there. I'm going to see it boot up in color here real quick. Okay. I'm a big fan of Pokemon, so we'll pop Pokemon Crystal into there. Wow. This is a game changer for me, you guys. Wow. That is incredible. Oh. What do you think you're doing? Oh god, she's gonna be like, go talk to the... Yeah, okay. Sorry, if you can't tell, I just started this game, so like... Basically, it's telling me to go get a Pokemon, but that is very cool. All the buttons seem to be working. I love the screen. Like, I really love it. It's better than my Game Boy SP, of course, because the SP I have is backlit. But this is kind of incredible. I would maybe consider doing something like this to my Game Boy Advance SP, but I'm imagining it would be a little bit more difficult. Sorry. I would imagine it'd be a little bit more difficult just because of the ribbon wire having to kind of intertwine in the hinge. But anyway, I will stop rambling on. I'll keep the video shorter. I know it's already more than 20 minutes, but that was me. Just redoing it, putting the screen in. I hope that you guys enjoyed it. I hope it's helpful. It's probably one of the easiest modifications you can do to put a screen in your Game Boy Color. And if you guys have any recommendations, tips, anything like that, I would love to take them. And thank you so much for watching.